Good morning, Borders. Happy Sunday. I miss you guys. I wish I can see you, and I hope I can see you soon. But before we get started on our lesson, which I'm really excited about because we're going to be learning a lot about our mouse. That was probably really weird. You're like, why are you doing that? It'll all make sense in just a little bit. But before we get started, let's worship together. The song we'll be singing is called What a Beautiful Name It Is. You may have heard it on the radio. It's an awesome song because it talks about how beautiful our God is and how awesome He is. So let's worship together, shall we? You were the Word in the beginning. One with God, the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you are Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. And death cannot hold you. The veil tore before you. You silenced the voice of sin and grave. The heavens are roaring the praise of your glory. For you are raised to life again. You have no rival, and you have no equal. Now and forever, God, you reign. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a powerful name it is. Nothing can stand against. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much that you have a beautiful name. That your name isn't just beautiful because it sounds beautiful, but that it's beautiful because you are. Everything about you is beautiful. The way you love, the way you show us joy, the way you show us grace, the way you take care of us, the way that you bless us, God. Everything about you is beautiful, and we love to serve you, and we love to worship you. Pray that this lesson will speak to us, that we'll open our hearts, and that we'll learn something. We love you, and in your name we pray. We all say amen. I'll see you guys after.
Did you ever notice all of the things your mouth has to do to create sound? Any sound, every sound, sounds like.
Wee! Wop, 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 wop.
And sounds like.
Wow, 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 wow.
And even like. None of those sounds happened by accident. We were blessed with amazing verbal and linguistic abilities. So blessed, in fact, that even now, as I'm whispering, you can understand me because I'm articulating every word very clearly. Humans have amazing skills, right? We can lift up giant boulders. and we can screw in the tiniest screw into very complicated machinery. How did we get to the point where we could do that? Well, some scientists think it happened when we as a species developed speech. Now, if you ever think, come on, talking, I don't see what the big deal is. Well, then try talking without your tongue.
This is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it is. Just as important are your lips and teeth. Pa, da, ta, ba. Just imagine all of the words you wouldn't be able to say if you couldn't manipulate your mouth this way. What was that? I couldn't understand you. But it's not just the stuff in our mouth that affects sound, it's also the nasal cavity. See, right now, you can probably tell I'm losing a lot of the details in my voice, because we often think that sound only comes out of our mouths, but it also comes out of our nose, too. No, I did. What was that? You want to know how much money it would be to mail a package to Indiana? Oh, yeah, very good point, Wilson. The point Wilson's trying to make, none of this would even matter without our vocal cords. The sound comes up out of our throat until it reaches our head, all the way to the top, until it finally comes out of our mouths.
Oh, that's so much better.
It's changed by our tongue.
What do I do now?
Same thing we do every day, Samantha. Listen to Kyle talk forever.
Until it finally comes out of our nose. Ah. Whew. Back to normal.
This still is uncomfortable.
You know you can stick your tongue back into your mouth now, right?
That's better. Yeah. Although talking with my tongue out made my throat really dry. I could use some water.
What are you talking about? Wait a second. Do I have the power to make that noise every time I tell a dad joke?
We'll see you in a little bit. Right back after this.
Wait. What type of cheese is not yours? Nacho cheese! This is blowing my mind. What time do ducks wake up in the morning? At the quack of dawn. No, don't go. I've literally got millions.
Yeah, not seeing it. Maybe if you turn it sideways. Nope. Oh, hey, Kellen here, and I'm looking at an optical illusion. If you look at it a certain way, you're supposed to see a 3D picture pop out. Here, see if you can see it. Do you see it?
Hey, it's a dragon eating a donut.
No, it's a baseball player using a rubber chicken as a bat.
It's just a bird, a normal bird.
Yeah, I still don't see it. Okay, but I also have this one here. This is cool. So the lines look like they're moving, but they're actually not. It's playing a trick on our eyes. The way these lines are put together gives them the illusion of movement. Crazy, right? We've been talking this week about taking a closer look at what's around us. When we're taking a closer look, maybe we can see things that we hadn't seen before, or maybe we can see things in a new way. Our Bible story today is asking us to take a closer look into who Jesus is. We're in the book of Matthew, and when we pick up the story in chapter 16, Jesus has already been on the scene for a while. And people were wondering, who is this guy? He's doing miracles. He's feeding the poor. He's hanging out with all kinds of people the rest of the world looked down on. He's teaching new things. Who is he exactly? So we read that Jesus was walking down the road and he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" His disciples turned to each other and they didn't answer for themselves. They told him what other people were saying. They told him, "Some say you're John the Baptist. Others say Elijah. Others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets." That's what the disciples said. But let's say you asked people today, who is Jesus? You would probably hear a lot of different things too. Maybe some would say, he's a great teacher. Some people might say he's a great rabbi or preacher. People might see how he healed the sick and call him a doctor. People might say Jesus is love, that he is the light of the world, that he is a shepherd for his people. People have a lot of different thoughts about who Jesus is. But let's go back to the story now. His disciples had given him answers of what others were saying, but then Jesus asked his disciples, "But what about you? Who do you say I am?" I wonder if the disciples were scared here. They were put on the spot. Maybe they didn't know exactly who Jesus is, or maybe they didn't want to say what they thought. But here, Jesus was asking them point blank, "Who do you say that I am?" They had to answer for themselves. But then, after a moment, Peter spoke up. He too might have been scared or unsure, but he said this, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Now, Jesus is many of those things we listed, but Peter recognized he is so much more. And here's the thing, you're invited to recognize the same thing. If you see that Jesus is the Messiah and ask him to be a part of your life, he can and he will continue to change your life forever. Now, Jesus went on to tell Peter that his answer was revealed to him by God, and that Peter will be the rock that he would build the church on. Now, here's the thing about Peter. He wasn't perfect. He said some pretty wild things and made some pretty big mistakes. But he was honest, and he wasn't scared to say what he was thinking or ask questions of Jesus or other people. Peter took a closer look at Jesus. He saw the way Jesus loved, the way he taught, the way he changed the world. Peter realized Jesus is the Messiah. We can learn a lot by being honest and asking questions just like Peter. You can talk with people about what you believe. Especially talk with people in your life that you can trust, like your parents or your small group leaders. The more you talk about what you believe, the more you can learn from others, and the more others can learn from you. That's it for today. I'll see you guys soon as we continue to take a closer look.
So folks, why did the mushroom like to party all the time? Because he was a fun guy. Yeah. So folks, I just flew into town this morning and boy, are my arms tired. You get it? You get it? Because I'm implying that I flew here using my arms, which would be very tiring indeed because I'm not a bird. We're not a flying species.
Wow, this guy is great.
Jokes, right? They're great. One of our greatest uses of our gift of speech.
Why can't you tell a pig a secret? Because they always squeal.
Wait, I want to try something. Hey, hold on!
Fine.
Think about how incredible all of the gifts of speech are. You've got jokes, you've got singing.
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
got acting.
To be or not to be. Let's try to be!
Psst, that's not the line.
Yeah, I know, but mine's way better anyway. I mean, Shakespeare's great and all, but what's he even done lately?
You even have fun stuff that's not based around words, like beatboxing.
That was incredible. There's no way any of us could learn how to do that.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. Well, have you ever had an idea that was like really hard to communicate? Like you knew what you wanted to say, but you didn't know exactly how to say it. Well, our voices and the sounds that our mouth makes or make up all of the words in our dictionary. And I mean, that's just English. There are languages all over the world, like Chinese, for instance. It's not just what you say, but how you say it that changes the whole meaning of your words.
Well, that's true for English too, Kyle.
How so?
Huh? There's a big difference between thanks a lot, Kyle, and thanks a lot, Kyle.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how do you like to use your voice? Are there any favorite things that you like to talk about?
Oh, mine is how much I love my friends and how lucky I am to be on this show.
Yeah.
I like correcting people, and boy, does it feel good.
All right. Well, what else do you like to use your voice for? Are there any ways you like to use your voice that you really love?
Oh, yes! I love to sing.
I love that.
I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm determined to learn how to beatbox. I'm so close.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna get there.
I heard
I'm gonna
a
keep
beat
practicing.
somewhere in there.
Me too.
However, you like to use your voice. Remember, you were created to use it, so use it to the fullest. Sing.
La 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 la.
Tell jokes. Learn how to beatbox. No matter how you want to use your voice, remember, it's a gift, and we're all way better off for hearing it. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on A Closer Look.
Oh, man, learning how to beatbox is exhausting.
Yeah, you look pretty beat.
I did it! Did you hear that? I did it! I did it! Yes!
Guys, do not for 1 second take your mouth and voice for granted. You can do so many things with your voice. You can even lead people. You can lead by singing, rapping, beatboxing, communicating. Can you imagine if we tried to communicate without our voices? I mean, unless you know sign language, that would be really difficult. Your voice has the power to encourage one another, to lift someone up who's in need. Your voice has the power to change lives and even change the world. I know that sounds crazy, but it really does have power. Which brings me to my next point. Your voice has the power to build people up, but you have to be careful because it also has the power to tear people down. Which reminds me of this verse that I know. And it's in Luke chapter 6, verse 31, and it says this. And as you wish that others would do to you, do so to them. In other words, treat others the way that you want to be treated. You don't want to be treated with mean words. Nobody likes to be bullied. Nobody likes to think of themselves less than others. So don't be mean to people, because if you're mean to people, that just gives them the right to be mean to you, and you don't want that, right? So treat others with kindness. Give them kind words. Remember, there's power behind kind words. So when you use kind words, you don't know how many lives you can change, and you don't know how many kids you can make smile. So yes, your voice is powerful. Yes, don't take it for granted, but be careful how you use your voice, because like I said, it can tear people down or it can build each other up. You decide how you want to do that. So just a reminder, don't take your words in your mouth for granted, because they are a blessing, they are a gift, and they are powerful. That's it for this week, guys. I hope to see you next week. Love you. See you soon. Bye.